This evening, Central Housing and Planning Authority has big plans for 2017. Quarantine company makes a $110 million leap into the future. It's full steam ahead for the CGIA expansion project. Guyanese have more options than ever for traveling, according to the GTA. In the region, prison riot in Brazil claims 26 lives. And internationally, Trump attacks Congressman and civil rights icon John Lewis.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rivalt Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. 11 international carriers now fly to Guyana. This is the largest in the nation's history, says Director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Indranath Harrell Singh, in his 2016 year report. Headline News senior reporter Andrew Weeks also reports that there are a number of other big pluses in the reports as well.
Director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Indranath Harrell Singh, says the 11 international carriers that now flies to Guyana is one of the biggest accomplishments for the country.
We had from Easy Sky to Fly Always, and there was one other that commenced operations in Guyana in 2016. I'll get the name for you for that. But total of 11 airlines flying, and so the number of seats coming to Guyana has increased. The number of routes and new routes, because we are also touching base with the Dutch Caribbean, and also with South America, etc.
Another big plus for Guyana, Harrell Singh said, is the increase in Cuban arrivals, which is also called a new growth area.
And that's as a result of this new aircraft flying between Cuba and Guyana. And so that's a tremendous percentage increase of Cubans coming directly to Guyana to shop and to take stuff for resale in Cuba. And whilst here, they do stay at hotels, they do dine at our restaurants, and they shop. So that's a new growth area for tourism. So 2015, the number of Cubans who came to Guyana January to September was 2,950. And that increased to 14,665, a whopping 397% increase in arrivals. And Barbados had the second highest percentage increase in arrivals, 20% increase over 2015. And this could be attributed to the introduction of Fly Always, flying between Suriname, Guyana, and Barbados.
According to the director's 2016 report, there has been a 15% increase in arrival from Trinidad and Tobago, among others.
The United Kingdom at 13%, despite Caribbean Airlines' discontinuation of flying or flights from London to Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. We had an increase of 13%. And this is testimony to the number of trade shows we participate in the UK, from destinations to World Travel Market and the British Birdwatching Fair. So this continues to be a key high-end market for Destination Guyana. And there was an increase of 6% from the United States as well for 2016, January through September so far. So airlift is an access is very critical to a destination's success and to tourism and leisure and for travel as well as for trade. So we are very optimistic too, with Guyana moving towards the path of an open skies policy and working towards a policy for aviation and employment of routes to help us to attract more airlines to Guyana. We are very confident and optimistic that we will see in the years to come an increase in airlift.
Domestic airlifts also saw an increase in 2016 among the three top air carriers in the country, namely Air Service Limited, Trans-Guyana, and Roraima Group of Companies, says Director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Indranath Harrell Singh. Andrew Weeks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. The government of Guyana wishes to start a new wave of green energy solutions throughout the nation. The Non-Prasad group of companies is the first to ride this wave. On Friday, the NPIC held a ceremony in Tain Quarantine. NPIC celebrated the fact that it is the first major company to have gone 100% solar in Guyana. The project is said to have cost some $110 million. Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu congratulated the directors of the company for their venture. He posited that while the company going solar was as a result of scientific and technological advances, the Non-Prasad Group must be hailed for their diversity in investments, ranging from rice, marketing, and now renewable energy.
Once again, I congratulate you. I wish you could be emulated. All the awards and accolades you have received, you have done so deservedly. And I hope that when I come back to Berbice on another occasion, I'll see another signboard of Non-Prasad group of companies venturing again like an adventurous cowboy.
This is not the first time the Non-Prasad Group made history. The company was the first to introduce outsourcing telecommunications to Guyana.
We became the first company to commence business in the telemarketing communications sector, introducing this type of industry to Guyana. I am proud to say we still stand strong, maintaining the lead with 14 plus years of experience and staying current in the world of technology.
Prasad explained that the 12,000 square feet of solar panels is a 220 kilowatt solar system that costs some $528,000 US. It generates roughly 1,000 kilowatts of power daily, saving the company around $50,000 per day in energy costs. He stressed that using such a system can make business very competitive, and it also allows the investment into the business to be recovered in 3 to 5 years. According to Prasad, the company consumes approximately 70% of the power produced by the solar panels, with 30% going to GPL. To date, they have been giving them the power for free. In attendance were representatives from various businesses in Berbice and other parts of the country. Also, former Prime Minister of Guyana, Samuel Hines, was in attendance. The airport expansion project is going full pace ahead in 2017, says Chief Executive Officer of the Chetty Jagan International Airport, Ramesh Gur. Andrew Weeks also reports that over 500 Guyanese nationals are expected to be employed by now and December 2017.
Ramesh Jair, the CEO of CGIA, in his 2016 end-of-year report says the runway of the CGIA airport expansion project has seen 100% completion in excavation works for the runway.
The foundation treatment also 100% completed, sandbag filling about 78% completed. We haven't started the pavement work as yet. The total runway work completed to date in terms of percentage is 57%, and the runway work itself is scheduled June 17 to be completed. This is the runway component.
The CGIA will be constructing a new arrival terminal. They will also renovate the existing arrival and departure terminals. This, the CEO said, will be converted into the departures terminal. Separate from that, there is a new generator and fire pump station being constructed. Listen.
That is 65% completed. We finished in March this year. The new arrivals terminal building work is beginning the foundation itself, so that is about 80% completed, scheduled to complete in May. This is the new arrivals building. Next month we'll start work on the existing arrivals terminal to achieve the project completion date of December 2017. So to answer the question earlier, the project is still scheduled to be completed in December 2017.
You will remember in 2016 there was a big concern about the amount of foreign laborers being employed in front of locals. The CEO gives an update on the matter.
In terms of labor, the contract has a requirement there, a minimum number of Guyanese nationals to be employed. To date, we have 151 Chinese nationals and Guyanese 271 on the project. We anticipate these numbers going to be bumped up during the year when we really start to move into a lot more work in the terminal building and on the runway. It's projected that we'll get at least 500 Guyanese nationals on the project by the end of December.
The costs for the airport expansion project is $150 million US, with the Exim Bank contributing $138 million and the government of Ghana $12 million. To date, $75 million US were paid, with $71 million from Exim Bank and $4.4 million from the government of Ghana. The project has a consultant from a company called MMM Simco. The cost for the consultancy is $5.9 million US. To date, $3.9 million were paid. Andrew Weeks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming up on Headline News after the break, CHNPA declares big plans for 2017, and good news for East Coast residents in need of a bank.
Fly always. Always something new.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
On Monday, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams dismissed concerns by his predecessor Anil Nandlal about efforts being made to set up a law school in Guyana, saying that it would be recognized by the Caribbean Council of Legal Education. Williams said Guyana still has permission to establish a local law school, and that the two entities that are spearheading the project are recognized by the Caribbean Council of Legal Education. The Attorney General said the CCLE would be governing the operations of the Guyana Law School. He added that the CLE last year renewed its almost 20-year permission for Guyana to set up a law school that awards the Certificate of Legal Education that allows the law degree holders to practice at the bar. Guyana earlier this month inked an agreement with the University College of the Caribbean and the Law College of the Americas. These are institutions that former Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Nandlal described as, quote, unknown academic institutions, saying, speaking for myself, I have never heard of them, and I have been educated in the Caribbean, and I have traveled the length and breadth of the Caribbean. I do not know who in Guyana knows of them, unquote. If established, the Law School of the University College of the Caribbean and the Law School of the Americas would have a 70% shareholding, with Guyana's 30% being the provision of land to build the institution. However, Nandlal warned against the establishment of a law school that would see the country flouting the regional integration process in response to, quote, popular sentiment. However, Attorney General Williams said Guyana hopes to cater for an estimated 80 University of Guyana law degree graduates annually, including those from sister CARICOM countries. Williams said it would cost less to study in Guyana than at the Hugh Wooding Law School, where most Guyanese attend. While Central Housing and Planning Authority did not receive any budgetary allocation for years 2016 to 2017, Housing Minister Valerie Patterson said $5.8 billion is to be spent on big projects for her ministry in 2017. The minister made that comment during 2016's year-end review. Here's more. A projected $5.2 billion from the CHNPA Housing Fund is expected to be spent on infrastructural investments and housing construction programs for this year. Minister Valerie Patterson explains.
Installation of electrical distribution network within 16 areas. And those areas are in Region 3, Lost in Russ, Zealot, Phase 2 and 3. I'm going to provide a copy of this report for each of you. Region 4 in Perseverance, Peters Hall, Farm Phase 1 and 2, Covent Garden and Paradise, Enmore, Barnwell, and the new commercial industrial sites at Diamond and Eccles. Region 5, Hope, Experiment, and Balti Rock. Region 6, Kilcoy, Chesney. Region 7, 5 Miles, Bartica.
There will be the construction of turnkey housing projects in Perseverance, which brought in many criticisms from residents last year for a lack of alacrity in the area.
The entire media was questioning what's happening at the turnkey site. Construction of turnkey houses at Perseverance and infrastructure upgrading works within existing housing areas and development works in new areas, rollover contracts and off-site investments to facilitate development works by private developers. This is how we planned to spend the $5.2 billion. This projected sum also included the externally funded program, that's the Government of Guyana, IDB, Sustainable Housing in the Hinterland program, which was approved in June of 2016.
The minister also revealed the capital expenditure of the total sum budget last year and explained some of the downfall as to why some projects were not completed in 2016.
However, as of December 2016, the total capital expenditure stands at $688.4 million, which represents 12% of the budgeted sum, while current expenditure stands at $414.2 and current revenue at $67.8 million. You would know, based on what I said was budgeted, that we have not done well in that regard. And there are some reasons for that. And I say to you that We have dealt with those challenges, and 2017 will see every cent budgeted being spent.
The minister also spoke of the response from the public during her countrywide consultations on the age when young people can apply for house lots, which is now 18 years and over.
So the decision of CHNP is that applications at 18 years with allocation at 21, which gives that young person enough time to build their credibility with a financial institution, or they can save their own monies or what have you in preparation for the 21 years allocation.
In a subsequent newscast, we will bring you an update on the CHNPA 2017 Infrastructural Works Report. On Sunday, President David Granger called on the banking sector to help address the deficiencies that exist in the provision of financial services in Guyana. The head of state was at the time delivering the feature address at the opening of the Republic Bank Guyana Limited's Triumph branch. Andrew Weeks reports that the president also used the opportunity to urge commercial banks to take the lead in providing capital and credit to help in the acquisition of new green technologies as Guyana transitions into a green economy.
The $1.5 billion facility, which is outfitted with energy-efficient lighting and refrigeration flow for air conditioning systems, in keeping with Guyana's Green State Agenda, will cater to the banking needs of residents along the east coast of Demerara. Here is President David Granger quoting World Bank statistics as to where Guyana falls on the world stage.
That in 2015, Guyana had only 8.4 commercial bank branches per 100,000 persons. The penetration compared unfavorably with Suriname, which had 11.1, and Trinidad and Tobago, which had 13.0. We also had fewer automated teller machines, with only 17 ATM machines per 100,000 persons, compared to 41 in Trinidad and Tobago.
Mr. Granger went on to state that there is still great potential for the provision of financial services further eastward and westward so as to drive the economic development of this part of our coastland. The commercial banking sector, the president says, must take bold and innovative means to bridge the gap between the services available on the coastland and those available in the hinterland.
Every region should have a capital town, and that town will serve as an administrative center, as a commercial and communications hub, and as an economic engine of growth. And finally, at the personal level, citizens will gain easier access to financial services. That access, in turn, will enhance household welfare. It will facilitate business activity, particularly small business, and it will contribute to improving incomes for the poor and disadvantaged.
Acknowledging that some communities, because of remoteness and some small populace, would not make permanent branches worthwhile, the president informed that his administration is exploring alternative to traditional banking services as it is not viable for banks to establish branches to serve those areas. Some of the options being considered include mobile banking.
And the waters, and people living along the river banks, people living in our vast grasslands. And let me boast again, the Rupununi alone is bigger than Costa Rica. People living in those savannas, people living in the rainforest where mining and logging take place. These people need services. Guyana, therefore, more than other Caribbean states, a mainland state, needs to develop systems adapted to its geographical reality. One size does not fit all.
Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Republic Bank, Mr. Nigel Batiste, said that the opening of the Triumph branch solidifies the bank's vision to strengthen relations with the communities between West Berbice and Georgetown.
At Republic Bank, service has defined our corporate character. and has differentiated us for over 180 years in Guyana. At this branch, our customers will enjoy an enhanced banking experience, matched by the service from our friendly, courteous, and knowledgeable staff.
The services offered at this branch include retail and commercial deposits and credit facilities, residential mortgages, personal banking, foreign banking services, and card businesses, electronic banking, and night deposit facilities. First Lady Mrs. Sandra Granger. Take two, First Lady Mrs. Sandra Granger, Minister of Business Dominic Gaskin, Minister within the Ministry of Finance Paul Sharma, and Minister of Public Telecommunication Ms. Catherine Hughes also attended the event. Andrew Wicks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming up after the break, our regional and international news.
Fly always. Always something new.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
And news from the region now. Trouble in Brazil, as police say 26 people were killed in a prison in the city of Natal during shocking violence that broke out overnight. The clashes between rival gangs was brought under control early Sunday after police stormed the prison. Forensic experts says most victims had been decapitated or mutilated. BBC's Katarina Renton reports.
Chaos as prisoners climbed onto the roof. The riots started on Saturday afternoon. It's thought members of one of Brazil's powerful criminal gangs attacked their rivals, who were housed in a separate wing.
Eles esperaram a vida terminar They waited for visiting hours to end, and the moment they were returning to their cells, they all went to the pavilion at the same time. The police tried to stop them, but the prisoners outnumbered them, and they were able to break through.
Families of some of those inside gathered outside, hearing reports of what was happening.
I've heard that my husband was hit on the head by a rock and is dead.
I came to find out if my son is alive or dead. Always when I came to visit, he said there would be a rebellion, that Wing 5 wanted to invade Wing 4. He was always saying, "Mother, I am afraid."
The situation was brought under control after police surrounded the prison and raided it on Sunday. Prisoners can be seen here being led away. They appear to have been stripped to ensure they are unarmed. Prison officials said some of those who were killed in the riot had been decapitated. It is not clear if any police or prison staff were harmed. It's been reported that those who led the riot have been identified. Alcasuth prison in the state of Rio Grande do Norte is overcrowded. Designed to hold around 600 inmates, it now has more than 1,000. This is the third major riot in Brazil's jails since the beginning of this year. Nearly 100 prisoners died during rebellions in the states of Amazonas and Roraima. The escalation in the amount of violence this year has put pressure on the Brazilian government. It has announced plans to build 5 more high-security jails and to create new intelligence units to try to curb the power of gangs. The white flag of surrender flies from the prison. Order has been restored here now. Katrina Renton, BBC News.
And internationally, Trump attacks civil rights icon John Lewis, sparking Twitter firestorm. The president-elect went after the congressman after he said that he doesn't believe that Trump will be a, quote, legitimate president. ABC News reports.
Others have called John Lewis the conscience of the Congress, a living link to Dr. King's dream. Lewis still bears the scars from a brutal beating he received crossing the Edmund Pettus Bridge in the March on Selma, 1965. Bloody Sunday. He's been a fighter for civil rights ever since. And yet, when Lewis told an interviewer he's boycotting the inauguration for the first time in 3 decades,
I don't see this president-elect as a legitimate president.
Donald Trump went ballistic, lambasting Lewis as all talk, 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 no action or results, and suggesting Lewis should finally focus on the burning and crime-infested inner cities of the U.S. Democrats spoke up.
John Lewis is our hero, and he symbolized everything we stand for as Americans.
New Jersey Senator Cory Booker praised Lewis for facing down some of history's most hateful, now and then.
John Lewis is a great moral, civil, and human rights leader.
Lewis has earned admiration on both sides of the aisle. The vice president-elect attended the 45th anniversary of the March on Selma, Mike Pence calling him a legendary civil rights leader. Cokie Roberts counts herself an admirer and a friend.
Donald Trump needs to spend time reaching out to the Americans who did not support him. And an argument with John Lewis is not the way to reach out.
Tomorrow, as a kickoff for Inauguration Week, Donald Trump was scheduled to tour the new Smithsonian Museum of African American Heritage, where several of the exhibits feature Lewis prominently.
You know, the very existence of that museum is a testament to the idea that John Lewis is not just all talk. He fought hard for it to be built as a separate part of the Smithsonian. And Trump is also wrong in suggesting in his tweets that Lewis's home district is crime-infested, full of urban decay. Georgia's 5th District is also home to, it's the headquarters for Coca-Cola and Delta, plus it's got one of the busiest airports in America.
And Emory University as well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Monday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SafeTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in at 6:30 tomorrow morning for a rebroadcast, and Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast. Thank you for welcoming us into your home, and do have a blessed evening.